Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the WUBro podcast with Saenz, Mike Mercadal, and Mike Valdez. We talk movies, sports, pop culture, and it's funny, bro. The way Harvey Dent didn't realize it was a Joker, and the Joker took his mask, his little surgical mask off. Like, it's like he has the face painting, he has the face paint, but he has a surgical mask on. And the moment he takes the surgical mask on, he's like, wait a minute, you're the Joker? And it's like, wait, what? You couldn't tell it was the Joker because of the surgery. And that one little reel or TikTok ruined their, I can never take it seriously anymore.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And my parents, I swear to God, my parents look at this like when a character from Chicago Fire comes into Chicago PD, dude, that's like Spider-Man being in an Iron Man movie. It is insane.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
I want my money's worth. Come on.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is Saenz, and with us now and forever. Come on.
Did he just?
Are you muted?
Did he mute? Did he freeze?
Mike Valdez.
I'm muted. I'm sorry. Mike Valdez.
Yeah.
Rated R.
Rated R. We're all here. What's Up, Bro podcast. Thank you, everybody who listens on the audio feed, the OGs, the original gangsters, because that's what the people don't know what OG means. Did you know that? There are people who use the word the OG. Young people don't know what it means. But the OGs are the audio podcast listeners. You can listen to us on all your podcasting platforms. Please write a review. Remember when we used to ask for 5 stars? You can do that. Or you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram at WUBro Pod on all social media platforms. Let's get into it.
There are young people that don't know that. Have you ever seen those clips of those young people doing a podcast? Like young people meaning in their 20s doing a podcast that did not know that, like, how did 911, they thought the phone number 911 was created after 9/11.
Yes.
And it's wild.
Have you seen those podcasts with like 12-year-olds being like, yeah, do you like Dots pretzels? And they're like, yeah, they're kind of mid. And that's the whole podcast.
Yeah.
You're just talking about snacks.
Okay, I will say,
by the way, I'd love to be a guest on that podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, sign me up.
Why aren't we doing that? We should be doing those podcasts where we review. There was a bit, man.
I was wondering, is Valdez upset because they're in his lane? Like, why
stole his
idea. Yeah. Like, oh, this guy. I was going to say they were mid. There's the show Community was so ahead of its time because at some point it was early YouTube, and they had like a joke about how Leonard is reviewing snacks on YouTube. One of the characters, and that was That was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. 20? How long ago did Community?
Way longer than that, yeah.
Who knows? A really long time ago.
A long ass time ago, and there was jokes about that then. But to be fair, like, I have friends that made a podcast called Snack Faced. It was an audio podcast where they would review snacks. They own a bakery in Brooklyn now. They own a bakery, and they're doing pretty well. And they are food adjacent people, which I guess makes sense. But that is one of those things, like why the Food Network got popular, or why like food podcasts and cooking videos. Like, I can't eat the food. I have to trust your opinion on whether or not these chips are mid. And that's it. That's literally the whole show.
If you remember, Mike, do you remember when we first started the podcast? Now coming up close to 15 years ago.
I know.
I remember saying jokingly, completely joking, as a fucking ha ha ha, look at me. made a joke about like I'm gonna do a podcast where it's just reviewing other people's podcasts and talking about what other people talk about on their podcast. And I literally gave the example of Bill Burr. Like, so on my podcast, I'd be like, yeah, I listened to the Bill Burr podcast this week, and this week he talked about this, that, and the other. And we laughed at that at the ridiculousness of that. That like, imagine, can you like imagine? And now there are fucking entire channels dedicated to like the roundup in podcast this week, and you're like, what? What the fuck
you just described the elephant graveyard on YouTube.
Yeah, like... it's fucking wild. But again, I said this 14, 13 years ago. Like I was like, again, and I said it as a joke.
Yeah.
This is the part that always drives me crazy of the like having an idea, but it's like the Cassandra complex of ideas. Mm-hmm. Do you know what the Cassandra complex, where you're cursed to know the future, but doomed to do nothing about it, right? Like that feeling. Where I've had so many like fun ideas without the ability to execute on them. I have them all the time. And it's always like, oh man, I would love to do this show. I would love to do this show. I have an idea for this. I have an idea for that. And I need like when I was doing my show in New York, it was literally just a jumping off point to do fun shit. You know, like it was just like, I want to do this now. And I did it, you know, like that, having that platform. And they are all at zerosonheroes.com. Zeros spelled like heroes, zeros on heroes. And I there's so many times where like I'll see an idea and I like something come to light, something come out, and I'm like, fuck, I had that idea like 20 years ago or something. Yeah. And then, you know, I'm always like, at least I feel justified in that it was a good idea, but it's like, God damn it.
Yeah, I feel like ideas are always in the ether. Like it's just your job as a creative to take it, because if you don't, someone else will, because they're just in the ether. Like they're just always going to be around, you know? So.
I had that metaphor. I always talk about like, if you're an artistic person, everyone on earth is a lawnmower and you're just chopping up the grass at time. But I've made this analogy so much that it sounds like I've gotten so niche, so deep into the analogy. But it's, if you're just chopping up grass, you're just some people just shoot it out the back, some people shoot it back into the ground. But all of those things are the events, whatever. Artists are the kind of lawnmower that has the bag. Yeah. And everything goes into the bag. And you gotta empty the bag out. You gotta go through the bag.
All right. So I had to take a phone call because my wife is pre-op right now. She's about to go into surgery. So I had to take that phone call.
Is everything everything's okay?
I hope everything is great because she's getting titties. So I hope everything comes out fantastic. I hope everything comes out great.
Let's put that out there.
Yeah. By the way, I asked for permission. I said, hey, can I talk about this? It's up to you.
Why doesn't she come on the show?
Oh, I thought you said, is it okay if you get titties?
Dude, I have a bit. So the bit that I have on stage about this is like for like the last 4 years, ever since my daughter's now, our youngest is 5. And after that, like she, breastfeeding, 3 children and the whole thing, and how women are.
Sure.
As far as like the way they feel about themselves, and so she was like, "Hey, I want to get my boobs done." And the joke I have about it on stage is like, "Do you understand the Academy Award level acting that I have to fucking give?"
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
To be like, I mean,
the joke is even funnier if we actually know you. You know what I mean?
It's like, well, I mean, what are you gonna get these breasts like augmented and look big and beautiful and perky all the time? Ugh, who wants that?
We need a lady on the show to be talking about to have this conversation. Somebody get a woman on the phone because my wife's not here. There's nobody here.
I have so that's a whole thing. And so I say all of this to say I had to step away for a second to come back to the audio listeners, especially since they can't see me. They can't see me leave the podcast. I come back and you're like, and the grass and holding it, and I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, we're talking about for 30 seconds. What is happening?
Yeah. But that's what happens when you miss the setup to the metaphor.
Because I know that's why I'm asking what's happening. I know there's a metaphor. I'm not crazy. I'm not like, oh, they're actually talking about fucking grass. I'm talking about like what's happening.
I was talking about how
I was talking about grass.
I was talking about fucking lawnmowers, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. The idea
how Hispanic can we be that we have a fucking podcast talking about fucking lawnmowers?
Yeah, that's a show, but that's an idea that we were talking about.
By the way, that's already a podcast.
That's got to be a podcast.
Don't middleman the podcast. Like,
yeah. There's some guy who's
look at Amero.
Bro, how is there not an Afilador podcast? How is
Yeah.
there
Oh my
not?
God.
There's
Oh
got to
my
be.
God.
And the little jingle is his intro
And the
music.
jingle would be the intro music. Oh my God. Do you think that's
Yes.
copyrighted? Do you think that the Alfidor?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know.
You think YouTube would fucking flag it for that? Like, hey. You guys are
who
not
claimed the
alfiladores.
rights?
You guys are not
claimed it?
Claimed the rights
alfiladores.
before they did.
But what? I'll ask this: as commonplace as an afilador, and had like South Florida, Miami, people know what an afilador is. I'm sure in certain communities that's a very common thing. Do you know somebody who is an afilador?
Nope.
Right?
neither.
Like that's like
I've had an afilador pass by my house, and I've had my mom used to use them.
yeah.
But
Well, your
I
mom
don't
was a
know-
chef or cook. You know, she's like
Yeah.
care about their tools.
Yeah. But I've never met one that is a professional. Like, this is what I do for a living. I go around the street. Like, never met one.
Yeah, no. But even then, so the whole point was that there's an idea that I've had a lot of ideas, and when I was doing my show in New York, and I was doing all kinds of I was using it as like a jumping off platform for any idea I had, right? Like I would just, the show's this, but you know what? It's this tonight. We're going to do this. And it was always like, we're going to come up with a new idea. And then, so like, I know the idea works, but then later on you see something like, there have been a million ideas that I've had that have not been able to put into effect because I couldn't execute on it. And then it's like, oh man. And then I will see that idea take off somewhere in the future. And I'll be like, God damn, that's a good idea.
Mike Valdez, do you know? So Mercadal and I, when we again 14 and a half years ago, started WUBro. We, for a long time, I was like, Mike, I gotta try to figure out a way. We want to try to figure out a way to like watch movies and like talk about the movies, like do a mystery science theater. While on the podcast, but back then it was an audio only format. Back then there were like wires, and you had to take stuff, and it was a whole thing. Like I couldn't
had to go line out into a mixer.
Yeah. And so you had to go line out to a mixer. You had to have a computer present, the whole thing. And I remember the first time when we did Fan Four Stick, that was a huge deal for me because I was like, finally, we're able to watch a movie and record a podcast while we're watching a movie. In theaters, nonetheless, and it was, to us, that was groundbreaking. I remember thinking like, finally, this idea that I've had in my head for 4 years or so. At that point, we could actually do it now. And now that's just like everybody does that. Like that's just the most common of fucking things.
The metaphor sticks, right? So everybody's a lawnmower chopping up grass, and artists and creative people are the lawnmowers with the bag that catch everything. And then you dump out what's not, like what's you then you can put it where you need it. You know what I mean? So that was the whole thing. Like that was something that as you were chopping up grass, you were like, oh, this would be a good idea. It didn't just go shooting out the side or into the thing or wherever. It didn't get mulched up. It was caught in a bag that you then were like, oh, I'm going to dump it here. This will grow later. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I was trying to get at. The metaphor has grown over time, but it was just an excuse to say that if I don't get my creative shit out, if I don't empty the bag out, it fucks up the machine. It fucks up the lawnmower. And sometimes when you're not getting creative stuff out, you feel like genuinely like bad. Like
I went through a bout of depression during COVID because there was no stand up, and I had to take a day job, this is not a woe is me story. This is to give credit to piggyback off what you're saying. I remember at that point I was like 90 days without doing stand up, and I remember somebody called.
I remember you talking to me.
I remember somebody going on a podcast calling me a comedian, and I asked a question. I was like, "Am I still a comedian?" Like I did not know. Like I was legitimately asking. I was like, "If I haven't done stand up in 90 days, and I've been working in an office, selling eyeglasses and then being a personal assistant, am I still a comedian?" Like I don't know what that means, because to me, to go from doing the previous year, I had done 415 shows a year. In 2019, to then all of a sudden going 90 days without doing a show, I was like, am I still a comedian? Like how do you equate that? Yeah.
A lot of people during COVID went through that same process of like, oh, are you defined by your job?
Yeah.
Everyone, like people were really like that. Like I don't think people look. with everything that's going on right now with the fucking RFK Jr. saying that the ICUs were empty, fuck that guy and fuck everybody who agrees with him. Fuck all of that shit, because I was there. I saw the meat trucks, and I was there when we were opening up other branches of the hospital to become step down in ICU ventilator units. Like, that guy can fuck all the way off. I can't make public threats.
He doesn't have a gag
on
reflex.
a platform. He doesn't have a gag
reflex.
He's got a brain worm. He has brain damage.
Isn't that weird? Isn't it that weird that he says it that way? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, RFK Jr. was recently on a show where he says that he will eat anything, and that he has no qualms about eating anything. And then he hesitated to give reasons as to why he will eat anything. And the first thing out of his mouth was, I don't have a gag reflex. It's like, that's where you went with it? Like, not like I have an adventurous palate.
No, wait, hold on. Here. I don't have a gag reflex. I'll eat anything. This is what makes me here's what I think. They don't
weird how somebody that will eat anything doesn't eat a vaccine.
Yeah.
Like
I just think it's weird that he said I don't have a gag reflex. It's like, that's the gayest shit you could possibly ever.
Yeah,
said.
That's what I think.
Reasons to not to eat. You could say I love everything. I love tasting new things. I love experiencing new food.
I'm an adventurous eater. Yeah,
adventurous eater. I have my palate is very like
defined.
Vast. All of these things, but he went with like, I could suck a dick like nobody's business. Like, what?
You can really hit the back of my throat with something and nothing will happen. I will only enjoy it more.
Yeah, I could gaga like a mother. Like, what's happening here?
I was the original Hawk Tua spit on that thing guy. It was me. That girl stole that from me.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Whatever you do,
his
please
lawnmower.
Clip that.
I've been saying it for years. She just got famous off of it.
Yeah. My throat's the back of a lawnmower bag. It just collects everything.
Yeah. He's like a pelican. Whatever you do, clip that one part of me saying that in the first person and no context, please. Just clip that part out.
That'll really help.
But it's true.
New intro. Add that to the intro.
Add that to the intro. I was the Hawk Tua girl.
I like the vanilla boring sex. I am the original Hawk Tua girl.
I didn't say which direction in which the vanilla boring sex would happen. I didn't say it.
Good times.
But I will say, I think that's why they're scared the Epstein files are going to come out. Like, they literally, there's going to be so much gay shit in there that hurts them more than anything, because it clearly can get away with a lot of other horrible things. Like I feel like Alan Richardson in that he was like going crazy on that podcast. Where he was like,
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I do.
Like, the shit is crazy. And I think the thing that they think is bad is the whole, there's going to be some gay shit in there. And they're going to be like, well, we can't get that. Might as well destroy the earth so people don't think I'm gay. Look at Lindsey Graham. Rest in piss. This guy. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'll speak ill of the dead when the dead are ill at living. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
I used to have a million years ago. Remember, we used to do writers' meetings at the Improvs, and we used to go.
Remember, we used to do comedy.
Remember when comedy used to just be jokes about?
Remember when it was just jokes and it wasn't actual fucking political fucking.
So funny, dude.
We used to do these things, but I had this bit where I had this idea where I was like, why is it like if you read the obituaries, it's only good people that die? Like, it's so weird because I don't understand how nobody's ever gonna be like, man, thank God that guy's got like this again. This premise and this idea for a joke and this writers meeting took place. I've been doing comedy for 23 years, so I'm gonna go ahead and say easily 21 years ago. 21 years ago, I'm talking about like the obituaries, because now nobody reads the obituaries because it's not a thing anymore. Newspapers are barely a thing anymore. But I just used to, I was like, why is there ever a time where it was like, hey, Jack died? Thank God. Or like, maybe not even like, oh, he's such an asshole, he was mean, but it was like, you know what? Gotta be honest with you. I didn't like the way he always hogged the remote control. Gotta be honest. So, just something very simple, but like, I'm not gonna miss him. I'm not gonna miss the way he fucking just would eat my frozen foods from the from the
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
shared
yeah.
refrigerator. You know,
He always
Yeah.
left the milk out on the counter. This,
Yeah.
you made me think of, there is one that I read for sure that recently happened. That it was, or that I recently read. It was not new, but it was. Here, I'll show it.
Oh yeah, it's that lady. It was a lady.
Yes,
right?
It was a lady.
Yeah.
She writes. She's like, yeah. She basically writes. She wrote a rotten hell obituary to her mother. It was like, oh my god, and it is not funny. It is brutal.
It's not funny.
It's not
brutal.
funny
like,
at all. The concept
Yeah.
of like that should be the time when you do the most dismounting you can do from somebody who sucks. Like, why are we protecting dead people? Fuck 'em.
I don't like the idea.
Oh no, he's a robot. We got a robot. No, fuck him. Hold on.
Is this better?
Yes.
A little bit.
When we first started, I remember when we did WUBro. I think I even told the story recently. There was a time where Mercadal wasn't here, and it was Xander and Stephanie
I moved to New York.
Senior. Yeah, and then there was a guy that was like one of these pastors or whatever it was. He was like a guy from the church or whatever of some kind, that he was so anti-gay. He was like, he would always be at rallies for like literally saying anti-gay at gay people's funerals, and he'd be like, he's going to hell and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was an evil person. I forget his name, but I
the
remember he
Westboro
died.
Baptist Church.
Yes, that guy. Yes, I remember he died. And then Xander and Stephanie, Xander specifically, because that's the way he was like very much like fuck that guy, blah blah blah. He was very and I didn't know enough about the situation, but I was like, I don't feel good about like shitting on somebody dead. I'm not saying we should talk positively about him. I'm not saying like we should forget. Right. I'm just saying like he's dead now. Let's just move on with our lives. And he was like, I'm gonna piss in that guy's fucking grave, and I'm like, wow, that's a whole other. And that was, I don't know. 10 years. Okay, if you Google it, when did he die? When did that guy die? 10 years ago, whatever it was. But you fast forward now, and you're like, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get.
This is how they've gotten away with shit.
Yeah, I went from, hey man, I don't want to celebrate somebody's death. I don't have to lie about it and be like, oh, they were a good person. I've never been that guy. But I went from like, hey, let's not. I don't feel good about celebrating somebody's death to like, no, I get it. I understand.
2014.
Growing up, I heard a story that there was a man that was gathering people, and and when he gathered this one person, he was like, oh, I can't come because somebody just died in my family, and he said, let the dead bury the dead. And that person was Jesus Christ. Okay. And that's the thing. Even Jesus is like, just let the dead bury the dead.
You just went full youth pastor on us. We're like, hey, you know who else didn't give a shit about evil dead people?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, hey kids, Mike, and he turns the chair around.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was saying. Valdez, I'm going to need you to turn the chair around when you talk about that. I'm going to need you to lean into the chair and be like, hey,
guys, take your phones out and go on your GPS. Hit the arrow. And it says that you are here. That's where Jesus is. Okay.
That's,
oh my God.
I've heard them all, guys. I've heard them all.
It is horrible how easily they. Look, we can do an anti-church podcast, but the idea that they. I didn't say religion. I said church.
Yeah, I get it.
Because what they do is they will take I am a big love hater of the way that churches manipulate like pop music and all those like whenever you hear like the Christian versions of
from
rap
10 years ago.
Yeah. Or
dude, Bruno Mars is popping right now in Christian music. What are you talking about?
Somebody's writing a Christian version of Grenade or whatever the fuck.
Can you put? I don't know. We're gonna get flagged for this, but there's a YouTube song of two white pastors of a man and a woman saying Jesus is my N-word.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's the most awkward. It's the most. We don't have to play it because I don't want to.
Yeah, I had to leave that church, but it's. I just didn't agree with them politically, but
Rapping
play
for Jesus. I don't have
don't-
the. I have the audio off. I have the audio off.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Rapping for Jesus.
This guy
It's
is
just
the
like
best.
why? It's just like why?
The fact that he owns that jacket, holy shit! man. Jesus.
The fact that they recorded it and thought this is a great idea, and then they filmed it and said this is a great idea.
Yeah.
Did costume changes and we're like, this is still a great idea.
Oh,
And the fact that somebody edited that together and they showed it to them, because it wasn't those old fuckers that had
Yeah, of
they had
course.
no idea about
Yeah.
editing. And then they showed it to them and they were like, this is great.
I'd like
This
to
is
imagine it was a 16-year-old black kid in their youth group being like, do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Listen,
Yeah, no.
the irony of it is they don't think this is wrong. Like they are like, we fucking killed it. And that's because nobody tells. There's no
The
accurate
amount of people who are going to come to Christ because of this video.
because of this video.
Yeah.
It's the same. Okay,
That's
all right, hold on. Stick
absolutely
with me.
ridiculous.
It's so true. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on and draw the red string around my whatever. Because this is why
my
we have MAGA. Okay, because
Yeah, you're right.
because at some point they can't be wrong because they're doing things in the name of their Lord, and if you disprove any, it's like a house of cards where if you pull the one thing at the most load bearing structure and you pull it out, the whole thing falls. So they have to hold on. So everything is just literally about, hey, nah, you're right, everything's right, and if I'm wrong, that's the devil. If I'm wrong, you're a crazy liberal. Like if I'm wrong, we've never recovered from alternative facts. We've never recovered from it. The second that you say alternative fact, it's like that's a lie. Like that's an alternative fact is wrong. You're just wrong. And we never broke out of that. And it's because somebody saw Rapping for Jesus and was like, nailed it. You guys are killing it. We're going to copy it over here because now we can do this and say anybody who disagrees with us is against the Lord.
Do you guys know Rory Scovel by any chance? So Rory is not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not.
What do you mean? Not fortunately.
Not personally.
Oh, not personally. I thought you meant not fortunately.
Not personally.
No, he has a special that's on HBO and it's great, and a lot of it is about religion. And what's so great about it, even as somebody who is a God-fearing person, I can watch it and I'm like, he is not making fun of God. He's making fun of the system. And that's what makes it so funny. You know what I mean? Like he's like, one of the things that he says that made me laugh so hard is he's like, have you ever met somebody that's like, I've read the entire Bible, and you're like, we should hang out. And then he's like, you know what? I've read the Bible more than Jesus, and that made me laugh so hard because
that's so hard. That's such a good insight.
Everybody has read the Bible more than Jesus, which is hilarious.
Everyone.
You know what I mean?
Well, like Johnny Depp doesn't watch his own movies, so I get, like,
yeah, but
I don't want to see. I know how it was made. I can see all the flaws. I don't want to see it direct myself directly in there. The cross scene. What a hard day to shoot that was.
Do you think that Jesus, after the whole Bible was written, do you think Jesus read it and is like, that's not what I said? That's not.
This is the thing. I think we would have less.
They misquoted me.
You take this out of context. If you just, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of times. Yeah, there's a lot of times
we would have less problems as a society if Jesus proofread what everybody was writing.
Hey, did anybody fact check this? Somebody get this. Somebody get this Jesus guy on the phone. At the very least, his PR person.
That's a really great tag to that joke of just like, Jesus should have proofread it, because had he read it, we wouldn't have been in where we are now, because we don't know.
Hold on, I got it.
You put the talking bush. You put the talking bush part in here. I was fucking high, dude. Are you kidding me?
I was joking. I'll say
it was a fucking parable. It was like a lawnmower guy catching all the ideas in the back. What are you, crazy? You can't just add this in here.
Yeah, the Bible is the ultimate obituary that was too positive and exaggerating about how good somebody is, because it was all written after he died. So the Bible is just like an obituary where someone's like, and he could fly, and you're like, I don't think that's true. And he's
It's
like, he
an
fed 1,000
obituary,
people with
too.
2 fish. I don't stop.
It's an
He was a good guy. Don't boost the numbers, you know?
It's a negative obituary too, because Lucifer doesn't come out all that well, but he gets a new name. Like it's crazy.
I will say
But
this. I don't like the idea of like the idea of proofreading the Bible. Those are all letters to other countries. There's a comedian out there, I don't know, he's like, oh, well, what Paul said to Corinthians was like, hey, I'm not a Corinthian.
yeah,
That's
what
I don't read other people's mail.
that's what Rory. That's Rory's joke. Rory talks about that where he's like, "Are we really going to listen to somebody named Matthew? Like a guy named Matt is like, anybody know Matt? Anybody know Matt? He wrote another fucking letter. Like,
I mean,
so good.
all the
so
Matthews listening to this right now, you can address your hate comments to @Mike Valdez. Pull your hate obituaries out to @Mike Valdez.
yeah."
No,
God, the original they them.
God existed before the gender binary. So yeah, it's one of those things where I do appreciate that there are people. I've said this before. I'm too dumb for this many people to be dumber than me. You know what I mean? For openly, publicly, we've talked about. We share stuff all the time where people are like posting some shit that you couldn't pry out of me with like the torture scene from Casino Royale. You could not get it out of me that I don't have a gag reflex. Also, do you know how popular I would be if I was just openly gay with no gag reflex? I would be a king, a hero.
Well, look at it this way.
I'm going to live a life of difficulty because I'm scared to admit that I like sucking a dick. Like, come on, grow up, RFK Jr.
Look at it this way, though. To these people, and you have said this already, but this is just the truth. To these people, the worst thing you could possibly be is gay. Right?
Yeah.
So you will say anything to divert the fact.
It's so wild, right?
Right? Which is
so
absolutely insane, right?
You
are willing to tell someone that you have killed somebody so that people do not know that you are gay, which is insane. Like,
we've seen
Pause.
Better?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
This is who we have seen
never mind.
exercise in jeans. And yet still being gay is the worst part about that. Like he works out in jeans. We should not fucking like anything. What are you talking about? That's so much worse.
We should not be.
That's so much worse than sucking a dick. Like I just
as somebody who works out at the Y, I see a lot of people working out in jeans, and I'd rather be gay.
Dude.
So
I'd rather be gay. I'd rather suck a dick than be sweaty in jeans. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Ridiculous to wear jeans at the gym.
But to be fair, also he's responsible for the deaths of millions.
Yeah,
he's going to kill people. I don't give a shit if you're
people.
gay or straight. He's already killed people. Fuck that guy. Be gay, be straight, have no gag reflex, have a worm in your brain. You should not be telling anybody to do anything because you're a fucking idiot. I was gonna say asshole and idiot at the same time.
An idiot is a great word.
Look, man, every church has had some sort of sexual abuse and pedophilia scandal, but that is not. They are still. Those people will get forgiven, but none of them are like. I don't know one church in my personal experience that has had a gay pastor come out of the closet and continue to be gay.
Yeah,
not one.
Yeah.
We've all seen that one that I am delivered. I'm not gay no more. We've all seen it like that. You have to claim to be straight, but you can be forgiven for sex abuse and pedophilia. You can be forgiven for that in those churches. I literally just looked it up when my church that I went to back in the day had a scandal. So it's that's not even it's a literally one-to-one.
Are you gonna stop there? Are you gonna tell us what the scandal was? You're just gonna tell us, oh, we had a scandal.
I mean, I think we can put a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, I'll leave out the pertinent details, but scandal centers around a 1990 conviction of youth minister in Miami, Florida, for molesting multiple teenage boys. A subsequent landmark 1994 civil lawsuit penalized the church heavily for negligent hiring as leaders failed to perform background checks despite prior warnings. Yeah.
Well, I want to know what the prior warnings were. It's
Who-
like,
Yeah.
He's like, what's your
that's
favorite?
the
What's your
thing.
favorite? What's your favorite book? Is like the one where he sucks dick. What? Nothing.
What?
Like, what's the prior warning?
What are you talking about?
What's the prior warning? Anyways, go ahead.
I wonder
Yeah,
what.
sorry.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
either way, we all know that. We've all heard those stories.
Yeah.
They made a whole movie about the Boston Archdiocese called Doubt.
Yeah.
A whole movie. And people are still like, that's the Bill Burr joke of like, you don't think you went too far, and he's like, you don't think the Catholic Church went too far?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
Why
true.
is the onus to be the bigger person on me? Fuck RFK Jr. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Fuck Mitch McConnell. They're all fucking that he's dead, and they're manipulating the system. Fuck all these people, man. Fuck them.
Bing bang, boom, dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys want to hear who I want to support to run for political office?
Oh no.
Hey, Broward County, I'm Luther, Uncle Luke Campbell, and I'm running to be your next United States Congressman. It's no secret I was born and raised in Miami-Dade County, but for the last 15 years, I proudly call Broward County my home. People ask me about my
Little
experience.
tradery,
I
little
tell them
trader.
one thing. Look at my receipts. Receipt number one, I'm the only candidate in this race who fought all the way to the United States Supreme Court for free speech and won. When I believe
true.
in something, I
Very
don't
true.
back down. I don't quit. I'll take that same fight to the United States.
You think that
Congress
commercial's
of
over?
Broward County. Receipt number two.
It's not.
I'm a builder. As
Oh
co-founder,
yeah, he said receipt number one.
optimist,
That means that there's a number two at least.
5 years mentoring thousands
Yeah.
and helping hundreds earn college scholarships. I have
How long is
secured
this commercial?
$26
Yeah,
million
dude.
It's-
to
As
rebuild
someone with a
Like 2
mom who
minutes,
collects
$16 million
receipts, there's a lot of receipts in this video.
There's a lot of receipts here.
Jesus
and
Christ.
to be fair, he's right. He's done so much of this stuff, but I guarantee you there's going to be a ton of people that are like, oh, he's still 2 Live Crew. Who gives a shit? I don't care about his music.
I would rather vote for the guy who fucking who made 2 Live Crew music. Like that music was dope. What are you talking about?
And he brings up a good point about the federal budget. He brings up a good point about spending money at home because he's done it. I'm like, yeah, I trust this guy who's lived his life openly and publicly as a hip hop artist that was controversial, saying things that weren't like unheard of. He was just saying it publicly. Like that shit was going down in the night. Like first, I clicked on one booty dancing video of like the mega mix of like there was a
mega
Power
mixes
90s.
now?
On YouTube, there's DJs. I get a lot of musicians.
Oh,
and
it's
once
DJs.
there's a lot of DJs.
But it was a
like
mega
these-
mix of booties. I was like, that's a thing.
I mean, that's also on there.
That's
but
also
yeah.
a thing.
I
it's
know
on
Neri
YouTube.
knows about him, but
it's not on that's not on YouTube, but actually
Yeah.
There was
that's
a
my
DJ
algorithm. My algorithm is that. That's
yeah,
but apparently
Booty Mix 96.
it's out in there. It's out in the ether, in the TikTok ether of the Miami booty bass, and it was like they were playing all these hits, and you catch yourself like in the car, like or not in the car, in bed, like just like all of a sudden you're like you cannot not move a little when you
Yeah.
hear that music.
Oh, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you 2 Live Crew is in constant repeat in my gym mix. Like
Oh,
listening-
perfect
yeah.
gym, yes,
Like
Yeah, it's a great lifting mix. Yeah.
yeah.
perfect
fantastic.
gym music.
I just
Yeah.
heard band in the USA like 3 days ago. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
great.
it's
It's fucking
100%, and it's banging. And that's the irony is that we've reached this pendulum swing. The thing that made all these white people really mad was a black president, and even then, he's still kind of like neolib. Like he used predator drones on children. Like he's not a good guy. The president has to be a bad guy in certain ways.
Everybody, yeah, I've said that before on this. I remember years ago, I was like, I feel weird when people say, oh, so this president killed people, and this. I'm like, every president has to make those decisions. Like I don't
They're
understand.
all
like,
bad. All of them have done horrible things. Capitalism breeds horrors, but because they're all in the system. But the thing is that that's the kind of like comic book villainy that I can't relate to. I can relate to Luther Campbell. I can relate to him wanting to fuck and do drugs and party, and then he makes money doing. He's the American dream.
By the way, all his songs were all of consensual sex. Like I know that sounds like a joke. That all sounds like a joke, but it's fucking important to state because his rap specifically, 2 Live Crew rap, was not about like taking a woman against her will, which is a big deal, because that's, you know what I mean. Because who wants a president who just violently and without consent grabs women by their pussies?
Yes,
Oh, that's right.
consent is key. Two Life
Yes.
Crew is the model of consent. Those ladies wanted to bang too.
They
Those ladies
wanted to bang too.
They're throwing the oh God, man. There's a podcast called Mogul, and they go into all of this, and it is one of my most nostalgia. I'm gonna download it now. I'm gonna listen to it again. It's called Mogul. I'm gonna find it because it goes through the whole like reality that they were at parties and clubs where they were doing songs called like Throw the D, where it was like the dance where they do the, and then the it's connected to stuff. So, but it was like they're all there. They're all like everybody's there having a good time. Everyone's doing things. Now, I don't say that it's all good, but the songs that he's representing, everyone seems to be wanting to have either throw the D or have the D thrown at them. Sure. They're all on board with the D throwing. So that's fine by me, man. That's fine by me. No gag reflex is fine. As long as it's a consensual situation, knock it out of the park, man. Go big. Anyway,
speaking
the whole
of
point
people wanting to throw D's and having their D's thrown at them, Jonah Hill's in the news.
What a douchebag. What a fucking douchebag. Jesus Christ. I have fucking hated Jonah Hill for so long that I just feel vindicated every time.
Is there a reason why though? Is there a reason why?
Because of shit like this. He always comes off as a fucking douche. Like, and again, I am one to be able to separate the art from the artist type of deal. So I'm not speaking ill of Jonah Hill movies. In fact, there's a part of me that kind of like the more douchebaggy he gets in interviews, the more I'm like, oh, dude, but that was a good movie. I feel like that, but that was a good movie type of deal.
People are suffering from a severe case of secondhand embarrassment after a clip of Jonah Hill's live appearance on the Smartless podcast earlier this year went viral on X, Twitter. I'm never calling it X.
Yeah. The Smartless podcast answering the question of what about a podcast with A-list actors in it? Love that for all of us.
Yeah. Everybody's just because look, it's the same reason podcasting has become the same thing as commercials, which you know about this, Mike. Yeah. That it used to be that famous people did not do any of this shit. They were above it because they could make careers. You had to make your career like if you were seen as just a TV actor or just a commercial actor or just like you wouldn't do commercials unless they were in like Japan or Europe where no American would ever see it. Now everyone's doing because everything's about getting in money. All these people with podcast deals rewatching their old podcasts, their old TV shows or whatever.
It's just weird that there's a branch of CAA that is for podcasting, which is like insane. Like to think that's because it used to be like podcasting is punk rock. Like it was pirate radio. Like you know what I mean?
Anybody could do it.
Yeah, anybody could do it, and like that was the whole thing about it.
We are the model.
Yeah. The problem is anybody can do it. That's the problem.
That's how it is with music. That's how it is with art now. That's how it is with if you have the tools, if you can put it online, you're an artist, right? Like you were talking about how to be a comedian. I am not like I've always said, I'm trying to be a whatever. I'm trying to be an actor. And someone was like, no, you're an actor. And I got booked on a thing. So now I actually feel like I can say it without really lying. But for a while there, you're just kind of lying. I could always say that I was a podcaster because from day one, we put out a podcast. You are it. You're doing
it. That's it.
You know what I mean? That's it. We did it.
So Jonah Hill, for those of you to continue the story, he was on the Smartest podcast. And it's something that he started off with something that's relatable to, I believe, everybody on this panel. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think it's relatable in the sense of like having weight issues and struggling with his weight issues or whatever. So it started off because he made the comment of like, if somebody comes up, he's been taking Brazilian jiu-jitsu and he's found love for it. And I think that's great. We know people, Only Perez, friend of the podcast, is one of those people who, when they found Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it gave them like a new chapter in their life. And it gave them, they lost weight and it makes you feel good about yourself. It's anybody who's found this through any kind of form of exercise knows what he's talking about, understands this.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how he's like, hey, you're the fat guy from Superbad. And he's like, I will fucking annihilate you. Like, that's a quote. I will annihilate you. And because he's so in tune now with,
Can I read it?
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
To be fair,
yeah.
To be fair, as somebody that has seen the clip many times, I will say this. The very beginning of it sounds like it's in jest, and then it becomes very serious.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Yes,
here's something that I struggle with all the time. I'm a giant man, right?
Mhm.
But I am always a little self-conscious about people commenting on my body at all.
Right. Of course.
Right?
Which is what I was saying.
Exactly. I'm agreeing with you.
Everybody here on this podcast, we've all dealt with body and weight issues. We have all dealt with that. We all understand.
But I've also, since a young age, have always used that to my advantage in sports and martial arts. And when I was in the fire academy, it was always a benefit for me to be as big as I am. But even then, like, there's part of it where I'm just like, hey, I would rather, let's just not, like, somebody, I was doing not a improv thing. And somebody was like, in improv, you get to be whatever you want. I was like being a little kid, and they're like, oh, look at this giant kid. And I was like, oh, I'm just a regular sized kid. Are you a tiny adult? And I was like, don't fucking put that on me. I'm pretending, we're acting, I'm playing. Let me be whatever it is I said I was. Don't negate because people.
It's like if a woman enters the scene, she's automatically the mother or the girlfriend.
Always, yes, something. And I've made that mistake too. I've made, like, you do that instinctually, but also I'm like, hey, I would rather you not do that. And I mentioned it at the beginning of class. I was like, oh, I want to play differently than how people perceive me. And then people were like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And in the first scene, what do they do? Sir, the monster is attacked. We need you to do whatever. And I'm just like, oh man, okay, I guess I'm the big whatever it is. Now, again, this is first world problems, but there's something about when you grow up fat that anybody commenting on your ability or your body, and Jason Bateman is an asshole, right? Like, he's saying things like joking around, but he's like, let me ask you something. If we got into it, like, these are men in their 50s and 40s. Like, what do you mean get into it? Like, he's training Brazilian jiu-jitsu and you're not. He could fight you, like that's not the point. The point is there's the assumption
also, you're Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Right.
You're Jason Bateman. Like, what are we doing?
You're not a fighter. You've never been a fighter. You've never been any kind of, you know what I mean? There are actors.
You've never had a day job in your life.
Right. There are actors who can actually defend themselves. Aside from the being trained in the martial arts, there are actors who are like, hey, I have a whole other life before I became an actor. Like, I have a whole other, you know what I mean? Like, Jason Bateman is not that guy. Yeah, exactly. Jason Bateman is not that guy.
He's not.
You're not that guy. Yeah. So,
and then he goes, but the quote was, the thing was, is that he says, they asked him, but if we got into it, like, kind of dismissing the jiu-jitsu, and that's a thing that I think is getting lost in this moment. Jonah Hill is a fucking weirdo asshole. There's the whole shit about him using, like, boundary language with he was using, like, psychotherapy babble for, like, to kind of, like, gaslight his girlfriend at the time. Like, all that weird shit that he does. Like, again, hyper decontextualized interactions of humanity are also, like, bad. I don't agree with him, but there's plenty of people walking around being an asshole that are not under this level of scrutiny. I will say, he's on stage, he's clearly making a joke, right? But because hold on, let me start. Let me get to my point. Let me finish.
I didn't say anything.
It starts off where the joke is that, oh, if we got into it. Now he's like, oh, I'd fuck you up, right? The premise being hyper exaggerated, kind of that like shutting it down, like don't like you would if someone diminished you as a person by commenting on your weight or whatever, right? Because it's an inverse. Just because he's saying let him be he can. Everybody knows a fucking white belt that got that's like, here, grab my wrist, and then I'm talking about, like. Try and hit me. No. You got to come at me like that. Everybody knows somebody like that.
Remember that Jim Carrey? Remember that in Living Color skit?
Yes,
Jim Carrey was like,
that's what I'm referencing. And he goes, gang.
You're bending your elbow. You can't bend your elbow.
You can't bend your elbow, and he gets stabbed. Everybody knows somebody like that, because the whole point of that training is to start. It's Dunning-Kruger, big time. Right? Dunning-Kruger, you know a little bit, so you think you know a lot. So he's like, yeah, I would fuck you up, whatever. the whole point of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not really to fuck people up. It's to like knock people out or to get people to submit, all this stuff.
Disarm them.
But also like he's doing this in the context live on stage with people who might have been being a little hostile and dismissive to him because they see him as the fat guy from Superbad. And then he went on to say, he's like, my favorite thing is people are like, oh, Jonah Hill, the fucking fat guy from Superbad. And it's like, well, yeah, Superbad was 20 years ago. People change in 20 years. Like,
but he didn't say that. That's the thing that bothers me. So this is where the context gets.
I would fucking annihilate you, dude. I'm not kidding, dude. Try it if you see me. Try it, dude. And then he clarified, unless you're bigger than me, fucking around and find out. Unless you're bigger than me, Right. And then everybody assumes. So some of the comments I've seen are just kind of like off. Like, Will Arnett is jacked. He could take. And I'm like, that's not the point that they're making here. Like, none of this is, and it was just, I'm not trying to defend Jonah Hill, but I've known too many of these guys for me to not have a little bit of like, hey man, fuck this guy. But also I understand where he's coming from because I've been there when I trained. I've seen other people go through that where you think you're like, the whole point is to be able to fight well, So
so this is the problem that I have with what he said, right? It's because, yes, it's obvious that he started off as a joke because Jason Bateman was like, oh, if we got into it right now, because he was talking about how much he loves Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then Jason Bateman goes,
he was calling it fake.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. No, I don't think he was.
He was. I think he was diminishing the like. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna do something. He's like, oh, but could you really? It's like,
no, I don't think he was doing. I don't think he was doing that. I saw the video, and in context, I think Jason Bateman was saying like, "Are you good enough to like take us on here on stage? Like, you know what I mean? Can you fuck us up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I would annihilate you." And that was the end of the bit from Jason Bateman's perspective. It then turned into Jonah Hill. Then took it to it's like when people call me the fat guy from Superbad.
Right.
Like, now you're going. Now you're taking.
That's exactly it.
He got triggered.
Once he got to a point where he was talking about imaginary people, is when it started to get to, oh, this is like a psychological problem that he still has in his soul.
Here's the thing. As again, everybody on this panel, on this podcast, has dealt with weight and body issues, and that we're not happy with our bodies. We haven't been happy with our bodies, and it goes on and on. I'm gonna speak for myself at this point, from this point on, because I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth. Okay, I've been fat my entire life. My entire life, I was fat, overweight, beyond obese. Okay, morbidly obese. Okay, so losing weight. Now that I've lost weight in the last 5 years, losing weight, I get where Jonah Hill, I completely understand his perspective of like, I used to be that guy. I don't want to be always considered that guy, right? I get that. I also get the perspective that we were talking about earlier, Mike, where you were like, hey, I don't want to be perceived as the same person over and over again. Even now, I deal with this currently, right now, where I'm no longer fat. I have to remind myself that I'm no longer fat. And then I have to, whenever somebody asks me about my weight journey, I don't mind talking about my weight journey, but I don't want it to be like my whole identity. Like, I don't want it to be my whole identity. I don't want every time somebody talks to me, is like, so what are you doing for, like, how did you lose? And I'm like, can we just, I don't mind having a conversation about this, but I don't want every conversation to be about
who you are? You're the sitcom actor that never got another part in their eyes.
Yeah. So I understand. So I'm saying all of this about me to give the perspective of like, I understand why he's being triggered and all this. The problem is the way he deals with it comes off as so douchey. Because let me give an example. Let me give another example of another actor who had to deal with the same thing with being fat. Jerry O'Connell did a lot of movies as a fat kid where he was super fat, and he laughs it off. And that's the way you deal shit, because when he tells stories on panels about how people are like, oh, you were the fat kid and stand by me. And then his mom was like, he wasn't that fat. And then he makes the joke like, Mom, I was pretty fat. And then we all laugh and blah, 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 blah. Oh, and by the way, I married Rebecca Romaine. Like, there's other levels. Things that move on, man.
I think here's the thing. This is, and I will say this as somebody who has gained and lost, 1,000 pounds in their life, like cumulatively, because of the yo-yoing. But when I got down to my thinnest, I looked terrible. Like there's people that like I don't think Jonah Hill is not a attractive person, right? Jerry O'Connell, that's a handsome dude. You know, like he's dealing with the cards he's been dealt poorly, we'll say.
Yeah.
You know, not
also
Jonah Hill.
the veneers and don't really help, but whatever. That's besides the point.
But I think it's a problem. You know, like I think fuck this. He is an asshole. Like he comes off looking like a douchebag because he is.
Douchebag is what I would use a douchebag term more than an ass. But yeah, I get what you're saying. We're splitting hairs here. But
Splitting hair.
Yeah.
Either way, you don't want to be the guy that you don't want Jonah Hill to be the guy that is. He feels like the friend that everybody has to answer for. You know when you're when you're out like and you're like, there's always that guy where you're like, don't worry about Jonah. Don't worry about Jonah. No, talk to me. Jonah, please. Hey, Jonah, they need you over there. All right, okay.
Yeah.
And you're he's that guy.
Have you ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine? Have you ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah.
So there's that scene.
Oh yeah.
He's in the hospital, and then they go, "Hey, are you with him? Are you his friends?" And then they kind of look at each other and they go, "Look, he's an asshole, but he's our asshole."
Right.
That's what Jonah Hill comes off as. Jonah Hill comes off, and again, I'm picking these words carefully. Comes off as because I don't know what this guy is like in real life. I just know what I see in interviews. I just know what he portrays in interviews. It's all I know. I don't know him in real life, so I could tell you stories about people who I've met who are famous who portray one thing in on interviews, but I don't know. But if every interview he comes off as a douchebag and he says something douchier and douchier, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, guy. It's exactly the way you said it. He becomes that friend that you have to defend and make an excuse for. It's like,
Why are you still friends with that guy? We grew up together.
We made a couple movies together. Yeah, we worked together. And
you know who I can only imagine.
And he's talented. I'm not.
He's good.
I talked about this with Valdez. He's legitimately talented. He's a good actor. If you watch him in anything that he's done, you watch 40-Year Virgin, you watch Superbad, which, by the way, this is another thing that I told Valdez. Not for nothing, but you will always be that fat guy from Superbad because when Superbad filmed, you were a fat guy. And that's you are.
That's how you're memorialized on film forever.
You were that fat guy in Superbad. Now, are you still that fat guy? No, but you were that fat guy in Superbad. In the movie Superbad, you were the fat guy. Besides the point, super talented. You look at the movie Wolf of Wall Street. He fucking crushed it in Wolf of Wall Street. He crushed it in Moneyball. He crushed it in Moneyball. Like these are all really good roles that he did really well in. So I'm not debating his talent. I'm not taking away from his talent.
Yeah, that's a good You know who I think is talented? His PR person. Whoever is having to deal with every time he goes on an interview, popping Tums with a fucking ulcer. Like I'm picturing one of those like old-timey dudes just like, is what do you say now? The phone rings and he's like, what happened? What did this motherfucker say?
The guy from Dumb and Dumber, just always taking ulcer pills.
Yeah. He's always taking antacid Tums. Like, because could you imagine like he even says it. He's like, I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but my body doesn't. I'm 42 years old. He gets beat up and like his body's beat up. And I get it. He's 42 years old. That felt like a very 20-something super bad age thing to say. And it's hard to shake off. Like we talk about it all the time. I used to talk about it on Collateral Benefit all the time about how I have to shake off. Every once in a while, I'll catch a vestigial toxic masculinity trait where it was like something I didn't realize was of the era that I was brought up in. And I'm like, oh my God, oh wait, that is horrible. Like, oh wait, that is dumb. That is a stupid like thought to have in terms of masculinity or being a man. Like being able to fight well and train in martial arts. Like when I train martial arts, it was like I still think about like, oh yeah, I walk around sizing people up sometimes, and I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't. That's terrible. That's anxiety. That's what that is.
I had a friend of mine who I'm not going to mention names or profession because it's very specific, but I had a friend of mine start taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he took it for like a year, maybe. I remember it was very brief. I'm not saying that he didn't continue, and I'm saying that when I had this conversation with him, he had only done it for like maybe a few months or let's say a year for the sake of conversation. But he said, he verbally told me, he goes, dude, I can understand why people now get very full of themselves. He said, because with a little bit of knowledge that I've gained taking the class, I now look at people like, bro, I could fuck that guy up. He said that to me in regular conversation about nothing. I'm like, by the way, I wasn't asking him, hey, can you beat that guy up? I wasn't asking that.
No, so
We
the
were
thing
having
is
a
that
normal
that's what
conversation,
happens.
and he was like, he's like, this is what happens. And he's like, he told me, he goes, now I understand why guys have that mentality. Because I've just for a few months or a year of taking Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I can now look at other guys and be like, yeah, I'll fuck that guy up. And I was like, Jesus Christ, guy. Like,
Well, the thing is
oh
that
my God.
in the very sanitized environment of your martial arts studio, maybe, but you're not ever going to do that in this. You know what I mean? Like it takes a while for that. You still feel it, but you have to process it through layers of reality. What I'll say is have you ever seen the foot fist way? We've talked about this on the show before.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we were supposed to do that on Kickflix. That was supposed to be one of the ones that we were
the
going to do on
foot fist
Kickflix.
way is the perfect example of how culty these martial arts places get. That it's like comedically, like I'm not calling, brother. This is a shopping strip mall, and you're 22. I'm not calling you master. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what are we talking about here?
I love the fact that every time
culty...
we talked about this, that's the part that you get hung up on. Is the fact that they call you master. I'm like, I don't care, bro. It's like,
no, because I'll tell you why. Once you give somebody a belt that gives them a rank in some sort of physical ability, you've given them a metric by which to grade other human beings. I am a white belt, but I could be a yellow belt. I could kick that guy's ass.
Yeah,
oh,
but
I'm a blue belt, but I could be a black belt.
Isn't that the whole point of kind of sports where you get better, so there's a ranking system
this sport is literally kicking people's ass. It's literally fighting other people, so you're going to take that metric with you out into the world where you're like, oh, I can that's what I'm getting at.
I think that's where the difference is. I think that's where the difference is, where you would say like, hey, this is for the class, like you know what I mean, like this ranking system is for the class, it's not for the. I think that's where the logic, I think that's where where I would have an issue. Like if I was putting my kid in martial arts, I would want the teacher to be like, this is for this class. This is you are a white, yellow belt, brown belt, whatever you are in this class. This isn't meant to be taken out into like that's the conversation I would have with my kid, at least.
That's why I was really drawn to the martial art that I did, which was basically like the improv of martial arts. You take from everywhere and you use it for yourself and figure the Jeet Kune Do. But also when I was doing improv, the concept of yes and was very liberating in my daily life because I was no longer fighting things, and I'll be like, okay, so that's real, that's reality. I'm going to add to it how, right? Like there's a lot of philosophy in the way these things get approached. That's why the Shaolin monks do monk shit, because it's a body, mind, soul kind of thing. Because a lot of the principles you get of training your body and training your mind, it's all about overcoming adversity. It's all about you can't take those lessons out there. It's good for kids, but if it's done in the right way and not done in a way where you end up like Jonah Hill saying, "Yeah, I'll fuck you fuckers up," and I've like someone who's got everybody brings whatever they got with them to their art, like comedy, right? Like you being funny is a thing that you've brought from being a child that got mocked for being heavy, and you were like, I want to make the joke before they can. You said that on this podcast. Sure. You don't think that that's carried through in your like as a theme in your life the whole time? You know, like that's training. You know, so I get it. You know, and I will say this
I just think he's a douchebag.
He is a douchebag. The most nuanced take, and I come back anytime we talk about fighting. There's this guy Diego Lopez, comedian in New York, very funny guy, but he's also like a MMA fighter. He's been I forget what belt he had, but he's like a champion fighter. He coaches, he works Williamsburg MMA, and he has a very good nuanced take on it. And you can follow him at this Diego Lopez on Instagram. And he has a great take on it because he's like, we all know these guys. And as I was watching it, I was like, yeah, I was that guy. I know, of course, you know. So
we all know these white belts. We all know these white belts that could. I think that was the take, right? We all know these white belts that could, you know,
grab my wrist.
Grab my wrist. It's great.
Grab my wrist. That's it, because it's like it implies that somebody is in on the bit that you're doing.
I think he has the issue. I think Jonah, and again I'm psychoanalyzing here, but I think Jonah has the issue of like you have a lot of shit going on with the body transformation that he's done throughout the years, right? Because he's also yo-yoed, and I think that's weighed heavily on him. I think that's weighed heavily on him. But in this scenario, nobody was talking about that. He brought that up on his own. Like that's the part that made it douchey. It's like nobody was talking about
weird,
that.
Right? Yeah.
Like nobody's talking about that. It's weird.
But the truth is, let him.
It's like I listened to this on a podcast yesterday. It's like when Christian Bale found out that Christopher Nolan used all the actors he's used in the past for the Odyssey, and he was like, "And you picked Matt Damon? I'm already buff."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like nobody was thinking about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
and you want to know my favorite thing about that whole Odyssey thing? The poster that has the giant, and then the little, like, when he's fighting the giants.
Yeah,
the land of ghost streams or whatever they're fucking called. That's a 4 foot tall female stunt double.
Yeah,
that they use. That's her and Matt Damon was like, those aren't my biceps. Those are her biceps. Look at how good her biceps are. I was like, I thought that was very nice. I've seen a lot of real positive stuff coming out with Nolan and with the new Spider-Man movie, which we hope to talk about next week when Neri gets to see it. That there's a lot of positive male role models in Matt Damon, and Tom Holland has been killing it, like doing really nice things and being like they're married. He's married to Zendaya, and it's like always nice to see the positive things as opposed to Jonah Hill being a douchebag. Like, there's also good people out there.
Yeah, that's, Betty White was around for a long time. She was always a positive person.
I'm telling you, we got to focus on the positive ones too. But we're not going to do that right now because we got one more thing to react to, which is this trailer. Speaking of the Odyssey, here's what's his name, Robert Pattinson in the trailer for Prime Time.
Come on in.
Are you sure your parents aren't home?
I'm sure.
Oh, it's Flash Thompson.
Big night planned.
Who are you?
You should have a seat right there. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online. You see how this looks, right?
I don't really like your show, but America loves it. So I need to move you to Catch a Predator, 9 p.m. prime time.
Gonna be bigger than Lost.
We're gonna be making the law.
My name is Dan Plum.
Wow. Do you know what you're auditioning for?
So you are playing a 13-year-old?
Is there time for a rehearsal?
We're gonna shoot the rehearsal.
Come in.
They're gonna love this.
Predator has never earned the recognition it deserves. I want something that matters. No more bottom feeders. I want a whale. Don't you ever just want to bleed them? Maybe what I do is a little worse.
Isn't that Creed
This could be
from The
our
Office?
greatest segment yet.
Is it?
We're going to him. We don't do that. They come to us.
I don't understand what I'm doing here.
What you're doing is more than acting. You're cleansing the world of an ancient evil.
Let's catch us a predator. Who gave you permission to do this?
You have no plan.
I have to put him on television.
You're gonna be so proud of me.
I don't want to be a bad person. Your definition of bad and my definition of bad are vastly different.
This is dramatic.
Super.
If I wasn't here,
Whoa. That is not what I was expecting.
Not at all.
really-
I was
Whoa.
also wasn't really expecting a To Catch a Predator movie to be a comedy. So, like,
No, I was expecting it to be more like Doubt, like we talked about earlier. Speaking of churches, the idea. Wow. Okay, that is not. I went in blind. I'm sorry about that. That's crazy.
Not for nothing. The idea of To Catch a Predator comedy would be fucking hilarious. I mean, that would be
there's
like
To be fair,
you go to the absurd.
To be fair, it's already been made. It's called To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, there's some parts of that shit that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Can I just tell you?
The
It's
idea
horrible.
that
We
the
gotta talk
English
about how
so
horrible it
stupid is hilarious.
So I never watched the show all the time, but there was one time where I watched a clip, and I laughed so hard because the guy walked in there. The guy walked in there, and he was like super hesitant to walk in there because he was already scared that it was going to be exactly what he was on, To Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
So he walks in, and in the moment he sees Chris Hansen, he looks around the house, and he touches the door, the doorway,
the door jam.
the door frame. He touches the door frame. He was like, "All right, is this the house that's for sale?" And he's like, "This is what is it, a 3-2?" Like he's doing this where he's now inspecting the house because that's why he walked into the house for. And it's like, bro, that to me, I cackled so hard watching that. I'm like, that was really a thing that he really tried to pull that move. And he was like, what is it, 3-2? We got just solid. What is this, pine? Was this oak?
Yeah,
what do we got here? Like it's just fucking funny.
We're good with termites, right? We're good with termites. Oh man, I will say that okay. These God, I'm torn because it looks like a very if it wasn't based on a true story, this would be very engaging to me. But I can't help but think about the real life stuff. This is why I don't like true crime. I feel bad for the real people that have had their crimes shown online and all that stuff.
I'm also curious because I've never heard anything about like
the behind the scenes.
From this trailer, it sounds like he cared more about like the ratings than he did about helping people, and that's not any. I've never heard that before.
I have not heard that either.
That's the vibe that I'm getting from this trailer. Maybe it's just a trailer, but the vibe I'm getting from this trailer where the trailer seems like he's getting off on the idea of being famous, and it's like
or
that's not
that
that's not yeah.
Or that but here's the thing. This is a different. I just said previously in this episode, fuck all these people in the Epstein list. Fuck all these people who are again, that level of super villainy is hard to relate to. But I'm not saying I relate to that. But like these guys, I don't know. The hard part is when it's true crime, average person, like when they bully like the school shooting victims, fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene was bullying school shooting victims. It's like, what do you people are fucking monsters. But if you're monstrous to monsters, is that bad? Right? Like I hate the superhero thing of if you kill the killer, you're just adding one more killer to the list. It's like, no, motherfucker, that guy's killed like 100 people. I'm still way low on the killer total. You know.
Now this is interesting. This is interesting because
it's a moral question.
This is interesting to me because you, Mike, just said earlier on this podcast about presidents and they've all done evil shit.
Yeah,
including killing people. But you're not against doing evil things to evil people.
I'm not saying it's evil. I'm saying bringing them to justice publicly, embarrassing them, shaming them. That's not nowhere near as bad as they would have done if they were actively
right. But also,
leading a team.
So my question is: would you care about corporal punishment for evil people? Like, are you like the Punisher? Right? We're gonna now let's use superhero comic book shit so that it doesn't make it too real, I guess. But like, are you against the Punisher killing pedophiles?
Yes. Oh no. My struggle is that hypotheticals devalue the things that are happening to real people. Right? Like I'm not in a position to make that decision, but there's that story. Oh man, where's that? And there's video of it. The guy that waits in the airport while they're transferring the guy that sexually assaulted the dad. He shoots that guy in the airport. And at no point was anybody like, why would you do? Everybody got it. Everybody got it. There's a story of Germany. There's a video of the movie where this woman goes to court, pulls out a gun, and shoots the guy on the stand. Yeah. Right. None of that is hard to get. The problem I have is making hypothetical situations for things that don't exist when there are people going through it that do have a say in their reality. Like for me, it's a hypothetical. So this movie might be casting a weird light on the whole problem, but I hope the message isn't that he's right? Because his ego maybe is the problem, but I do believe that we should be catching these guys. The problem is that we live in a police state where you can be constantly surveilled, and I don't agree with that policing is done correctly. So it's like a scaled up problem. Like it's like the problem and a problem and a problem. So it's hard to process, but
it's like a Russian nesting doll of problems.
Yes, that's the United States is a Russian nesting doll of problems. It's been bought and paid for by foreign entities at the base levels. You know, like the president killing people. I don't think that's good either. I don't think the president should be ordering drone strikes on children. You know,
well, not on children. No. But also, no.
All I've been thinking about during this entire conversation since we watched this trailer is we watch movies very differently.
Oh, really?
because I watched that trailer and I was like, wow, what an acting exercise. Look at this. Merritt Weaver. This is the actress I was talking about. Oh my gosh, Robert Pattinson looks so great. Phoebe Bridgers is in this movie. How cool is that? This is going to be so great. And then immediately, what did you guys think? Well, this is the thing, man. These people are real and I don't want to. And it's like, brother,
See, I was somewhere.
movie.
I was somewhere in between both of you, because when I was watching the trailer, I thought to myself, I wonder if he shot this while he was waiting for the Batman Part 2 to start filming. Because I remember him I remember him saying that while he was waiting for the Batman 2 to start filming, he just started taking on extra jobs, and it turned out to be like a lot of fucking movies. He ended up doing a lot of movies while waiting for the Batman 2. And
the Odyssey was probably one of them.
Yeah,
well,
it's actually literally one of them. And I remember thinking to myself, as I'm watching the trailer, I'm going like, I wonder if this is one of the movies that he filmed while waiting for the Batman.
What we just experienced right on this podcast is a term called sonder. It's a noun that describes the profound realization that every random stranger is living a life as vivid, complex, and central to them as your own is to you. We each put our own complexities of life into this experience, right? I skipped over the part where it's like, of course it's it looks like a powerfully acted. Robert Pattinson's amazing. Again, what a powerful exercise. What an interesting and like heavy-handed, like it was very stylized and dramatic take on a subject matter that then I took over. Like I did that part very internally into myself, and to talk about the part where I'm like, yeah, this is hard for me because I relate it to like when I've had real life experiences with emergencies where, I would never want to be the guy that broadcasts this horrible thing for somebody or whatever. And then it related to true crime in that way, where people are like, there's a story of a lady that posted that her family was murdered and was a case in some state, in some Ohio trial. And then she went to go get her hair cut and at a salon, and the lady was like, I love true crime. And then she's like, can we change the subject? She's like, well, whatever. It's like, I had a situation in my family. It's very close to home. And she's like, oh my God, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you fucking crazy? This is the same thing as the Brazilian jiu-jitsu thing. You learn a little bit, you go crazy, you forget real life exists.
But I love the fact that even now, as you're describing this, you totally sidestep the fact that Mike is like, look at this acting exercise. And you're like, let me explain to you why I went deeper with this shit.
No, but I'm saying we all had specific takes because I had that thought as well of like, of course, I immediately was like, but it was
for watching a movie and being like, the acting is pretty good.
I'm not saying I'm not going to watch the act. Did you take that as a dismissal?
No, I didn't. I was joking. Like, this is a comedy podcast.
Yeah. We can be funny without hurting each other's feelings.
I know. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings.
But we could also be funny while hurting each other's feelings. We could also be funny while hurting each other's feelings.
Both can be true. Yeah. Two things can be true at the same time. Also, fuck you, Mike. No, but the idea of like where you and Neri, somewhere in between, is trying to be like, how can I watch this on my iPhone on a ship in the middle of the ocean with terrible internet? Is the message going to get through to me on my phone?
I can't wait to watch this on my phone. That's going to be fantastic. By the way, I just the other day, a couple months ago, I bought the movie Primate. You guys, have you seen the movie Primate?
I've seen Primate. That movie's crazy.
Okay. So here's the thing. So to the audience, for those of you who don't know, I am a real chicken shit. I don't like horror movies. I don't like scary movies. A few years ago, I was part of Shiver, the horror movie podcast that we used to have in this network. That I started. I was one of the founders of the podcast, along with David Ulloa and Jeff Mercancini. And the whole point is that the reason why they had me in the podcast was doublefold. Back then, I was the only one that had the technology to record the podcast because I had the whole recorders and microphones already ready. And then the other thing is, it'd be funny to have the guy who's scared of horror movies watching horror movies and reviewing horror movies. That's the way it started. And I noticed, I bring all of this up because I noticed that throughout this, 20 episodes that I did with them, I became more and more comfortable with horror movies because as much of I'm still a pussy now, but I was much more of a pussy before I did those 20 episodes of Shiver. Yeah. So like every now and then I'll watch a trailer for a horror movie and I would think to myself, okay, is this a movie that I could handle, that I would be able to handle? So I saw the trailer for Primate that came out late last year, early this year. and it's
last
about
year,
it's about a monkey that
It's pretty much
lost his
exactly
shit.
what you think it's about.
Yeah, it's a horror movie with a monkey. It's pretty
Yeah.
much exactly what
Imagine
it's
a
about.
movie called Primate. It's that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So I bought the movie when it came out on video on demand. I bought the movie. I have not watched it. And then I downloaded it. And then the other day I was taking a 9-hour flight to and from Italy. So then I was like, oh, I'll download this movie and watch it on a plane, right? And then I didn't end up watching it on the plane, but I got home and I was like, let me put it on. And so I'm in my cabin on a cruise ship earlier this week, 2 days ago, and I put the movie on. And bro, I shut that movie off within a minute and a half of that.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
The very first scene is him is a veterinarian going into a cage and giving a monkey a shot. Like, hey, you're not feeling very well. You got to take your medicine.
Yeah.
You just have
And
a
you don't
phobia
like-
of needles.
Yeah, and
Clearly
you don't
the-
like vaccines, so that was
Yeah.
already part of your problem.
And clearly,
The Fauci ouchie on a monkey. That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's like this
So-
fucking woke movie trying to push vaccines on me.
fucking trying to put this shit on me, motherfucker. So funny. That's so funny. So I'm watching this movie and I'm expecting the monkey, of course, the lighting and everything. The monkey's gonna kill the guy. It's clear as day. It's obvious the monkey's gonna kill the guy.
Of course.
What I did not expect was the level of detail that
Brutality.
they show.
Oh, really?
Where they show the guy's face being ripped off.
Yeah.
And again, Mike, you and I, Mercadal, you and I have talked about before. I have a problem with body dysmorphia. I have a problem with body. What's that word I'm looking for?
Body horror.
Body horror.
Body horror.
Yeah.
I have a problem with body horror. I did not finish watching. What was the Demi Moore movie?
The Substance.
The Substance. I literally was about to say that. That's why you couldn't finish The Substance.
I was so excited for The Substance because I wanted a horror movie genre to get I was excited about a horror movie genre getting a kind of something that's not that stereotypical Oscar bait movie. I was excited for that, whether it be a comedy or a horror movie. I was excited for that. I also excited for the resurgence of Demi Moore. I love Demi Moore. I think she should be whatever. So I was very excited. Halfway through that movie, I couldn't take the body horror. I couldn't take it, and it wasn't even the worst of it. I just saw the first one, like when it was her arm or whatever the fuck it was, where I was like, oh, I can't take this. So I stopped watching that halfway through. Brother, in Primate, they show you, like literally they show you a close-up of a monkey's paw grabbing a face and just and I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, to be Mike Mercadal for a second, monkeys really do that.
Yes, they really. Yeah, it's so funny.
What you experienced is that not Sonder applies to monkeys too. That monkey is living a life of vivid and complex as our own. It just wants to rip faces off.
It just wants to rip faces off. You're lucky you didn't see the scene where he ripped someone's balls off, because that's another thing that monkeys do.
So So two things I want to say. One thing is I want to make the joke where it was like, it's not actually we're saying monkey, but it's actually a primate, and there's a difference.
It's a
monkeys have a
primate.
tail.
That's the whole movie is called Primate.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know.
What? And then two, the joke I want to make is a joke where he goes, I didn't get to the part where he was like, the primate goes, I came here to chew bubblegum and rip faces, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah.
It's so fucking. It was hot. Valdez, you've seen it.
I've seen it.
That's hard. That's brutal, dude.
I'm not saying
it's not. I'm not saying it's not, but it's, I don't know.
I like
I've seen a lot. That's why
Valdez is 2 seconds away from me. Like, I'm not saying it's not graphic. I'm just saying stop being a bitch.
That's quite literally what I was trying to stop myself from saying.
I know. I saw it in your face. Like, look, I'm not saying it.
I just didn't want to be rude.
But also stop being a bitch.
Like, I just didn't want to be rude. But like, that is what I was trying.
I saw it in your face. Like, yeah, I'm not saying it's not bad, but also stop being a bitch. It's a movie. Fuck over yourself.
Get out of here. Oh man,
there's worse parts, dude. There's worse parts than that.
That was the opening.
I'm sure no fucking director. That's a pretty ballsy director to put the absolute worst part of a horror movie in the first
worst part to you
sequence. Yeah, no, I'm saying it would be like that would be a wild choice for a director to be like, let's put the most horrific killing at the very front, and then the back end, just the rest of the movie is gonna be all fucking sunshine and rainbows. Like that would be.
Yeah, it's just them checking into a hotel like a regular primate movie.
Yeah, just like.
They dress him up like a little kid so that people mistake.
I love.
It's a baseball team with Matt LeBlanc. Just
the rest of the movie. Most valuable primate.
Straight up regular monkey movie.
It's just about how the chimpanzee hires Jonah Hill's PR agent to reclaim his fame. He's just like, hey, I know I've done some bad things in the past. Remember when I said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I can annihilate you and rip your face off? I did it.
The monkey on Smartless would be hilarious. The monkey on Smartless and Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman's like, now if we got into it, he'd be like, fuck you.
I'd rip your face and balls off.
That's
what we do.
I would watch that episode
Try
of Smartless.
Fuck around and find out. Try. Whenever you
I
come
would
up to
watch
me,
that episode.
It would be so great if the primate was on Smartless and he was like, try it. Whenever you see me, be like, Amy loves bananas. Try that shit. See what happens. Fuck around.
I know people walk around
out.
thinking, oh, that's just a chimpanzee that used to hang out with Michael Jackson. Fuck around and find out. Step up.
That's the
like,
joke.
Wait, what?
That's the joke. Oh, that's Bubbles the monkey. Like, okay,
Bubbles the
fuck
monkey.
around and find out.
The spoiled monkey from Neverland Ranch. It's like, oh yeah, come over here. Let me fuck you up.
He's still alive, by the way. Bubbles
I
is still alive.
know.
Bubbles is
It's
still alive?
crazy.
Wow.
Yes.
It's crazy.
He outlived Michael.
He outlived Michael Jackson. I literally was gonna say that.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I know we were supposed to talk about what we would have won out of the WUBro Film Festival, but I think this is it. I think this is just what we would do.
Just a bunch of monkey movies. Oh man.
Just literally. Well, you know what? Let's talk about it. The WUBro, the first annual WUBro Film Festival. Mike, you had a vision for this.
Yeah.
What is it that we are putting together? How are we doing this?
So what I wanted to do was to do like a film festival, and we can all just do one, like the What's Up Bro Film Festival, sponsored by Quest Nutrition. Let's be honest, and
sponsored by the movie Primate.
Neri and I are Quest Nutrition boys.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Quest Nutrition, sponsor the podcast.
So sponsor the podcast. We're gonna put your little peanut butter shits. We're gonna put them in all the popcorn. It's gonna be great.
That's code Shannon for 20% off. That's code Shannon.
Code WUBro. Quest Bro.
Yeah, and so basically we're gonna have different categories for this film festival, and it's gonna be like a regular like all-day film festival, and it's gonna be like a fun special event. We got our own little popcorn bucket, so we're gonna talk about what sex toy it could become after we put popcorn in it, and you know, like if you have like a specific snack that you want to put in there for the movie, you could do that too. But I have a couple of different options here. So I have an opening night movie. That's the first movie we're going to watch. Then a family matinee. So like a good like family movie for everybody to watch. I have a double feature. What's a great double feature?
Okay.
A dream screening, which is like just like the greatest screening that you could get, like, you know, a Tarantino movie with Tarantino talking about it beforehand and like doing a Q&A or whatever.
Right.
Then a secret screening, which is like kind of like a cult movie, like something like that, like a cult movie that maybe not everybody wants to go to, but the people that love it will go. And finally, just the closing midnight movie. Like, what would that be? So yeah, and I know Merc, you're writing all that down, right? I figured you were.
I was not, but I can't.
Okay, if you're not. I have it written down. I have it written down. It's fine. If in case anybody forgets, I have it written down, so it's completely okay. And however you guys want to go.
Let's go. Oh, what's the first opening? What's the theme of this film festival?
Yeah, we would have to figure that out together.
So
it could be as simple. It could be as simple as like action movies. Like it doesn't have to be like anything.
That was
crazy.
when I thought we were developing our own, like each one of us developing our own film festival. My film festival idea was just 80s and 90s action movies. Like that was my whole
Okay.
thing, was like I'm just gonna do 80s and action movies, and like everything would be centered around 80s and action movies is what I had.
Okay.
At. But I
Well, let's
but
do
that's
it.
the only
Let's
idea
do
that I
it.
had.
Let's do it individually then. What would your Action Boys pod or your Action Boys film festival be? Sponsored by
Yeah.
Quest Nutrition.
It would be sponsored by Quest Nutrition, and it would be a 80s and 90s kind of like what the idea for Expendables was, where it's like every movie was like, you know, fucking like the first night I thought of like would be a solo, like just a one-man army type of deal, where it's just like what are
Okay.
the movies
So like First
that
Blood.
yeah, First Blood, Die Hard, and then maybe Predator. But then I was thinking about whether or not I should put Predator in the sci-fi version, because sci-fi, the first two are not really sci-fi. So I thought One Man Army, I thought First Blood, and then I thought Die Hard, and then maybe Speed, where I was going throughout the time.
So
and then,
the way it goes is, so there's the open. So what? Give me that list again. I'm gonna do this.
You got it. So basically, it would just
opening.
be. Let's do it. Let's do it like this is all one day. So just one day is the film festival. So we have our opening
family
family matinee,
double feature,
your double feature, your dream screening, which is like, you know, a Sylvester Stallone movie with a Q&A with Sylvester Stallone.
no, the Q&A would have to be with the robot from Rocky 4.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll get there. We're just doing those.
We'll get there.
And then, so it's dream screening, secret screening, closing.
Yeah, and closing / midnight movie. Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of the opening, Neri's theme is 80s and 90s action. What would yours be, Valdez? What's your theme?
Dude, I've been thinking about this for a while. My movie festival would be the Mike Valdez Christmas movie extravaganza. It's all Christmas movies.
I love
Sponsored
it.
by Quest Nutrition.
Sponsored by Quest Nutrition. Why do you say that so often? Because they pay me to say it.
Because they pay me in free protein bars, mint chip protein bars.
That's from Idiocracy. I struggle with the theme because I kind of want, like, if I'm going to be putting a dream thing together, the whole thing is just going to be from my point of view. I haven't had the opportunity to research like all movies, and I don't really consider myself a film bro. Like, I'm not like super niche, but I guess I would put, I know what I would do. Time travel. I would do a full time travel.
That's a great theme. Great
time travel, because no matter what, all of them can exist in the same like sequence. Everything is just on a different timeline of just people inventing and fucking up time machines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd go time travel.
You get quite a few great movies with a time travel.
I think that's good for me. What is it that opening picture? What are the qualifiers? We have to do a caveat. How are we building? What are we choosing to kick off our time travel?
I think that's up to you, because the whole thing is what is your curation? Yeah, like what is your curation? So like for me, my opening night would be like, what's a great movie that'll kick off a Christmas movie extravaganza? And for me, it's A Muppet Christmas Carol. Like that's the movie that would be a great opening. Also, like great to bring families to, even though like we have a family matinee or whatever, like, you know, most Christmas movies are family movies anyway, but you know, just for
not all of them.
Not all of them, which we'll get there, but we'll get there.
Silent Night 2, the trailer for Silent Night 2 just came out.
So basically the opening film is the monkey ripping the face off of your film.
Yes.
Okay. Neri, what's your 80s, 90s action? Which one do you think opens the show?
Yeah, I think it has to be
Oh, Mom Koji in the chat. I love that she's there. She's been here the whole time, and I haven't really been able to reference it. But this is Yolanda. Yolanda, we're on Twitch now.
Yeah.
She's anti-church. Fuck RFK. That's another thing. And cat wearing sunglasses
Cat wearing
emoji,
sunglasses, yeah.
and
Why not?
Santa Claus, mini Santa Claus Christmas ornament emoji, and
yeah.
Violent Night is also not a good, not a family Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Do you think First Blood is your what you said?
Yeah, I think First Blood would be my introduction. Where you're like, hey, we're gonna set the tone.
Yeah.
Okay.
The concession would be blood-covered popcorn. That'd be pretty good.
It would be chili powder. I thought about that. It would be chili powder popcorn.
That's not a bad idea. I love that. I
thought about it since you mentioned it on an hour before recording. I go, what kind of popcorn is it? It would be chili powder popcorn.
Yeah. My popcorn would be a sweet. You can get obviously regular popcorn if you want to be a bitch, but the Christmas popcorn would be like a white chocolate peppermint kind of deal.
Yeah.
It would be like a sweet popcorn.
I've had those. So yeah, what is it? Chili powder. And then the horse would be. That's pretty funny.
Also, this is another thing that I want to do. The theater is going to be cold as balls. Like I want you to feel like it's Christmas in there. You know what I mean?
Ice skating rink. Do it at ice skating rink.
That would be so sick. Yes.
The movie theater for First Blood would be like Vietnam hot.
Just sweaty with the fans from the lines in Disney. Just a misting.
Yeah, just have some electrical shock,
in there.
Electrical sparks going off in the fucking background.
Yeah.
Just
you're fearing for your life the whole movie.
The whole movie. When there's a flashback scene, bro. You feel that shit. You're like, oh my god.
This is the greatest idea ever.
I'm
funny.
So for the concessions, I think for a time travel movie, I think we're gonna have all of the Dippin' Dots, the ice cream from the future, or astronaut ice cream. Yeah, it's been the future coming for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a lot of that like
or you could have snacks that no longer exist, like
bro, that would be so sick. Discontinued snacks, Butterfinger BBs, bro.
Yeah,
dude.
Dunkaroos,
dude.
Yes.
Okay, that's also good.
Swoops,
that's like also good.
I want to go to his film festival now.
Look at Mike taking those kids' fucking YouTube channel idea.
Yeah.
And fucking...
Get back to me when you remember Swoops. These fucking kids with their dots are mid. You've never had a Dunkaroo.
So basically, snacks from the future or the past.
Or the past, right?
And if you don't like it, you can always go back and change it.
Free, it's like exchanges are free.
Yeah.
My opening movie has to be I will say this is gonna sound odd, but I think it might have to be Endgame.
Okay.
I think it might have to be Endgame just because I don't care that it's the culmination of all of these things. It's like a cultural touchstone. They use the words time heist and they reference a bunch of other time travel movies in it.
Yeah,
so I think that'll be the kickoff.
All right.
And these I have not thought about. I literally just thought about time travel as a topic now. So you know what? This is what we're going with. Going with our
No,
picks.
you're good.
And so in terms of the family screening, I think obviously the family screening for me for time travel would have to be Elf. I was giving you your not Elf. Fucking Back to the Future. What did I say? I said Elf for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say that.
To be fair, that would be mine. My family movie would be Elf.
The family movie for me would be Jingle All the Way.
Hell yeah.
That's a good one.
I thought it would either be Jingle All the Way or Cop and a Half. I was like, which one are you gonna do?
Cop and a Half.
Interesting.
Or Turner and Hooch. You know what? I'm changing my
Turner and Hooch. Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch is your family? Okay.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch is good.
Or Kindergarten Cop. Oh, there's so many.
There are so many family movies you can use. Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
It is a lot. Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh my god. Another one I showed my kids. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, so what's your family movie, Valdez?
You know what? You said Elf. I wanted to do How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but I want to do Elf now. So I'm gonna do Elf. Is my family matinee. Yeah.
Interesting.
And of course the concession is gonna be the pyramid. It's gonna be waffles, candy canes, candy corns, and maple syrup.
Sure.
Yeah, sponsored by Quest Nutrition, of course, but
yeah, all of it with just insane amounts of protein.
People are gonna be farting like crazy in this theater.
Thank God it's cold in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we have Back to the Future, Elf. What is yours? Turner and Hooch. So now we put a double feature. This is an interesting approach. How are we going about our double features?
So I actually, for mine, I'm kind of marrying two things. I want my double feature to also be like my midnight movie. So I'm actually gonna wait to do my double feature. And I'll explain it once I get there. But like, yeah, so technically I would be on the next thing, which would be, what is it, dream screening?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so you're you're skipping double feature for now?
Yeah, I'm skipping double feature because I'm doing that at the end. So I'm gonna do dream screening, right?
Yeah.
Let's
go one at a time. Let's go double. So Neri, your double feature. So we'll table your thing. So your double feature, Neri. What are we doing?
My double feature would be, you know what? I'll go with Time Cop.
Hell yeah!
My double feature would be Time Cop
from me.
and Looper.
Oh, nice!
Very good. Very good themed. That is very
little outside of the theme because it's not 80s and 90s, but I'll accept it.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Looper
that's so true.
You'd have to do like Time Cop and Double Team.
You know what I'll do? I would do man, because Time Cop was 90s as well. So right,
it sure
that was
is,
90s.
Yeah.
So you know what? You're right. I won't do Looper. So I'll do Time Cop and Cop and a Half.
Hell yeah! Why not?
Cop
why
and
not?
a Half. I thought you would do another Van Damme, where he's a
cop. No, I know. I was thinking about that too, but I was like, I don't,
I think
you could do Time Cop as Street Fighter, but I don't know if is that 90s? That's 90s.
I don't know if I don't know if this is what you were thinking, Neri, but you are kind of doing this in your theme. But all these movies can accumulate to the Expendables.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Except Tom Hanks.
Towards, yeah.
You know what I mean? Except for the Cop and a Half.
The dog and Tom Hanks. The dog and Turner Hooch.
Yeah.
So I am going to steal your double feature, Neri, and for the time travel double feature, it's going to be Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
For time travels, because you get the first one where Arnie's the villain, and then you get the second one where Arnie's the hero, or the helps the hero, and all of it involved this. I'm telling you, time travel is kind of the cheat code. I think. I'm glad I stumbled onto this.
No, time travel. I've said this many times. If a movie has time travel, it's up to you to lose me. I'm such a fan of time travel movies that you just you can't really mess up a time travel movie. For me, in my opinion, hey man, there are lesser than time travel movies. Obviously, there are ones that are better, but I don't think I've ever seen a time travel movie that I'm like, this sucked. I'm like, nah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Even that Adam Devine movie where he travels back in time, that comedy, you remember that Netflix comedy where he travels back in time to try to be this girl's boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so dumb, but because of it had time travel in it, I was like, this is great.
Yeah. So let's go to dream screening. Valdez is gonna do his double feature at the end. But what's your dream screening, Valdez? This is the one where you get to watch it in the perfect screen, perfect sound, and with the perfect accompaniment of guests.
Yeah. So this is my thought. I would love to see National Lampoon's A Christmas Vacation with Chris Columbus talking about how much of a dick Chevy Chase is.
That's so good. That's so good.
God. Where he has to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like he has to tell you, answer all the questions. He's been pluribus, and he has to tell you all of the, like, they has to agree to everything you say and every question you ask. Yeah. This is okay. So, what's your dream screening, Neri? Because we have
mine would be Rocky 4. And it would be with a orchestral band playing
Hell
the music,
yeah.
right?
That's sick.
Where you play the music. It would be
the singers are singing all the songs.
All the singers are singing the songs, and it would be everybody in the cast that's not Sylvester Stallone. I want everybody else that's not Sylvester Stallone.
The robot.
I want the robot. It's gonna be the headliner. The robot's the headliner. He comes out. Happy birthday, Polly. Happy birthday, Polly. I want that. I want everybody who's obviously still alive, which is gonna be like 3 people left in that movie. But yeah, I want everybody. I want the ring announcers there. I want everybody who's still around, who's still alive, who's not Sylvester Stallone. Because if I have to hear one more time about how he fucking wrote the script to Rocky in 4 days. All right, bro. I get it. It's a good story, but I've heard it a million times. I've heard it.
We get it.
And yeah, so that would be my pick, Rocky 4.
Is it the original cut or the director's cut?
No, it's the original cut, man. The director's cut didn't do it for me.
It was caca, bro. I didn't like the director's cut.
I didn't like it. You know what I didn't like about the director's cut? I had a real issue with it. My favorite scene from part 2, the director's cut for part 4, they redid it again in part 2 and part 4. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And there's the scene where Rocky, Adrian doesn't want Rocky to fight anymore, and he promised that he wouldn't fight anymore. But then Apollo Creed keeps messing with him and keeps making fun of him publicly, keeps challenging his manhood. And Rocky says to Adrian, I've never asked you to stop being a woman. Please don't ask me to stop being a man. Like, that's a very poignant scene for Rocky, who's basically a barbarian, right? A Neanderthal in part 2. And he brought back that line for the director's cut of part 4. I'm like, what are you doing? That was in part 2. That was a great line in part 2. Leave it there. Why are you rehashing old shit? Like, this is fucking ugh.
Yeah. It's sometimes I'm not a fan of, look, we all went through the George Lucas redoing all of his, we all have complaints about things that we love that have been altered after
it's your movie. I just think it's cheesy that he was stealing from himself. Like, you're stealing from yourself. Like, why would you do that? You already have that in a movie. You already have that in a Rocky movie. It's not even the same thing as like saying like, oh, that's my director thing. It's not like Scorsese stealing him from himself in Casino from Goodfellas. All right, that's a different movie, but you're stealing from yourself in your own franchise. Like, I just thought it was cheesy.
Well, and the same character, and
it's good. It's fair. The idea of Rocky with an orchestra sounds great. I do like that a lot. For
definitely gonna steal that for another.
Yeah, that's a good one. For my dream screening, it's more. I like the idea of the orchestra, but I want to steal it. But that would be cheap but it is great. But I wanted to see Interstellar. For my time travel thing, it will be Interstellar in the full IMAX it was intended to be viewed in, on one of those like big giant screens with the sound.
So
that
everybody gets their own phone at their chair. Everybody gets their own phone.
Yeah. You watch it on your phone.
The screen is just a bunch of phones.
To watch Interstellar, and I would love to have then afterwards. I get to have a conversation with Chris Nolan about.
Just you. I love that.
Yeah. Hey, what can we do for me? You know what I'm saying? That. Like, where do you see me fitting into your cinematic universe?
I love that.
No, but I do love, and I really that went to this place called Cosm here. Have you been to Cosm? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I've never been, but
like
Cosm is crazy.
It's
like they show the Matrix there.
Where you can watch football games. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I would like
the Matrix and Wizard of Oz.
Yes, I would like that. Interstellar fully wrapped around me like that. Like, that would be great. And to have
crazy.
and then have just like Chris Nolan.
You know what would be a good screening for an action movie, but it wasn't 80s and 90s. I'm actually not 90s. Would be to have Christopher Nolan do Fast and Furious.
That'd be pretty.
He loves
sick.
them. Yeah,
I know.
I want to see him do a fun movie. I want to see him
sick.
just do like a. I want to see him re-edit Talladega Nights because he loves that one too. I want to see him. I want to see his take. I want to see his director's cut of all that shit.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I love Interstellar. It might be. We talked about Nolan on this thing before. It might be my not my favorite, but I did watch The Prestige again recently. It was amazing. But for time travel, in the spectacle of having it blown up in your face like that spinning docking scene would make everybody barf. It would be great. It would be great.
My popcorn bucket would be Nakatomi Tower.
Hell yeah, it would.
Yes, Nakatomi. Yeah, because we have. Oh yeah, what's your popcorn bucket as we go into our secret screening, Valdez? What's the Christmas popcorn bucket?
I don't know, man. I still haven't figured that out.
Relations with it.
I don't know. I considering that and I'll go into my next pick because my next pick is technically my closing, but my closing is my double feature. It's going to be Home Alone 2, Lost in New York is my closing movie. So
you're skipping the secret screening.
Okay, well then that's my secret screening. So
Home
the
Alone
secret
2?
screening is going to be Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That's going to be that. And
the concessions would be a large cheese pizza.
Yeah, large cheese pizza. The bucket is the Twin Towers.
I mean, the title is Lost in New York.
Yeah, it's collapsible, just like the
It's made of Lego.
Yeah.
Just.
Oh my god, that's so fucking good. That's like one of those things, like when you if you try to write jokes in the world and then you don't even laugh, you're just like, oh fuck, that's good.
Yeah. Believe me, the second I thought of it, I was like, the popcorn bucket's the Twin Towers. It has to be. Like,
speaking of the secret of Nakatomi Tower popcorn bucket, this is your secret screening. Neri, what's your secret screening? Which one is what is the rules for a secret screening?
I think it's just like a cult following movie. I think that's all it is. I don't think it should be like anything. Okay. You know what I mean?
One of the boys.
One of the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that
one.
Was it one of the boys or one of the guys? I forget which it was.
Is that the 80s, movie with?
It's the 80s movies where the girl dresses up as a guy. She plays off as she's a guy. She dresses up.
It is guy. One of the boys. Yeah,
it's one of the boys. And at the end, movie,
one of the guys.
One of the guys.
One of the guys. Yeah.
Just one of the guys.
Just one of the guys. It's just because I want to see her titties on the big screen.
Yeah.
So and it has a cult following.
I've only seen it on TBS, so
that's
I've never
an
seen
action
her
movie.
Titties,
Yeah.
It's an action movie to certain people. Sure.
I got plenty of action for it. I got plenty of action from it.
The third act has a lot of action for Neri, apparently.
This one?
Yeah.
The DVD box is her showing her tits.
What year is that?
1985.
1985. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The VHS cover is her showing her tits.
No, she's got football helmets.
Yeah.
Football helmets on her.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what a sport.
Yeah.
That's action.
That's
fine. That's
insane.
Do you want to watch the trailer?
even the DVD is like she shows her tits. Don't worry.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
So that's your secret screening. Just one of the guys.
Yeah. Secret screening. It's gonna have plastic. It's gonna have plastic flooring.
Plastic on the seats.
Plastic on the seats. Like just.
Yeah. Is the drink gonna be a fleshlight that everybody can use, or?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah,
that's it. My secret screening is going to be one of my favorite movies of all time.
Milk. That would be the drink.
I thought that you were like, it's a double feature with just double feature of just one of the guys and milk.
No, just the drink.
The Harvey Milk movie?
The Harvey Milk movie.
The least progressive and most progressive movies.
Most progressive movies, but it only makes sense because of the titles of the movie.
Yeah.
Just one of the guys in milk. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. My secret screening is going to be one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's going to be 12 Monkeys.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, Madeline Stowe. I watch that movie once a year, and I love weird Brad Pitt in that movie, It's fantastic. I've heard the show is amazing, the 12 Monkeys show, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to change my mind on this one. But 12 Monkeys is probably one of my favorite time travel movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah. My bucket, I'm trying to think of what my bucket would be. And
it's hard because they've already made a Back to the Future bucket.
They've already made it Back to the Future. You want to know what? Okay, speaking of time travel movies that aren't really time travel movies, but are time travel movies, it would be the alien spaceship thing from Arrival. It would just be like a big smooth thing, and then you just kind of crack it open and eat the popcorn or whatever.
It'd be great if your popcorn bucket was lavender Calvin Klein underwear. You know?
Yeah. Or
out of Calvin Klein's underwear.
What's your double feature, Mike? You haven't told us your double feature.
Valdez. Yeah. Well, we're gonna come to the closing. His double feature.
Mine is my double feature is my closing, and I can let you know once you do, because you still had something, Mike, right?
Well, the thing from Arrival. No, that's my bucket. Is what I was gonna say. The alien spaceship from Arrival. But I also wanted to say. Honorable mention to Groundhog Day needs to be represented in here in some way, but I won't do that. You have to make choices when we're programming our film festivals. You gotta leave some stuff on the cutting room floor.
My double feature and my closer. I'm doing this on purpose. I'm doing this for people that just want to get high and go to the movies at midnight, right? You want to get your candy cane vape and you want to get high and you want to watch something, and your double feature is going to be the Star Wars Christmas special, right?
Oh my god,
the Star Wars holiday special and the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special, dude. That's gonna be the double feature. That's gonna be the double feature. Just so much color and what the fuckery, just like
for our hallucinogenic for our psychonauts out there that want to come out at late night and just trip balls and watch. Have you ever seen the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special?
Yeah, half of it isn't even in English. It's not in
wild.
Yeah. It's not in English, and there's no subtitles. It's insane.
Neri, I'll go mine. We'll let Neri dismount. I'll go mine. Mine is going to be, I'm going to call it audible. I made a mistake. I'm going to end with Avengers Endgame. And I'm going to start with Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat.
Hell yeah. That's a great opening movie.
Yeah.
It's a great opening movie.
And I'm going to end it with Avengers Endgame because that's when the MCU should have ended.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Mary, what do you got for your
what's your closing night?
Your big finish, 80s, 90s action spectacular.
Yeah, it's funny because I was originally thinking, I'll do the Expendables, but that's not 80s and 90s, right? Yeah. So I will go with what's a good 80s, 90s closing movie where you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna end it with Karate Kid. You know what?
Nice.
I'm gonna end it with the next Karate Kid, the one that nobody saw.
No, yeah, to make sure everybody sees it.
The Karate Kid.
The Karate Kid, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There is not as much Van Damme representation as I thought there would be on this thing.
Try to space it out, man. I'm trying to space it out. There's love for everybody, I'm just trying.
Yeah,
I think there's done the Van Damme Film Festival.
Yeah, I could. Trust me, I would have done. I mean, I would have been happy too. But I'm just trying to.
I think there's too much to choose from. It's such a wide, it's a wide net to cast. So here we go. We have Neri Saenz Film Festival of 80s and 90s action movies opening up with First Blood. We got The Family Show, Turner and Hooch, double feature, Time Cop and Cop and a Half. And the dream screening is Rocky IV with an orchestra. And all of the cast members who are still alive, anyone who has ever been in the movie Rocky IV in any capacity will be there.
That's not Sylvester Stallone.
That's not Sylvester Stallone. Then in the secret screening, it's going to be just one of the guys, and every one of those guys is going to be jerking off, drinking milk, eating chili powder popcorn out of a Nakatomi Tower bucket, which I do think is a great bucket. They need that for the Die Hard re-release. And then they close out watching the classic crane kick to the face, no can defense movie, Karate Kid.
That's right.
I like it. Valdez, your Christmas movie marathon opens with A Muppet Christmas Carol, which is inarguably one of my favorite, like the best Christmas movies of all time.
So good.
The family all comes in and watches Elf, which was lovely. You have a dream screening of Christmas Vacation and Christopher Columbus just talking mad shit about Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
The secret screening of Home Alone 2. Who knows? Maybe Macaulay Culkin pops in and tells
that'd
us
be great.
tells us the stories and stuff about Tim Curry. I love Tim Curry in that movie. And then you close out with an unhinged, psychedelic, encouraged screening double feature of the Star Wars Holiday Special and Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special.
Yes.
Lots of drugs. And everyone will be eating peppermint coated candy popcorn.
Yes.
Out of a collapsible Twin Towers pizza bucket.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Sponsored by Quest Nutrition.
What do you got, Mike? We got a minute. We got.
Yeah. Time travel. The film festival opening with Edge of Tomorrow. Family screening of Back to the Future 1. Double feature of Terminator 1 and 2. Perfect double feature if you ask me. The dream screening Interstellar in the huge wraparound IMAX or Cosm, all of that super thing. Secret screening of 12 Monkeys, and closing out with Avengers Endgame and everybody eating their favorite snacks from the past or the ice cream of the future out of the thing from Arrival. I think we nailed it.
Nailed it. Right, I got a heart out, so we got to get going. Love you guys.
Let's do this.
Love you too, dude.
Follow us at the things.
All the things. WUBro Pod is everywhere at WUBro Pod. You guys have been great. Thank you guys for checking us out. That's how winning is done.